Hey there, welcome to this episode of the True North Project. Today we're unpacking something that I know can resonate with all of us, and that is our self-worth. If you've ever found yourself relying on others to determine your value, you're not alone. Stick with me as we get deep into this topic and discover how to reclaim our power and cultivate an unshakable sense of self-worth. Okay, let's start by uncovering a truth many of us face: the external validation trap. In a world filled with social media likes, workplace accolades, and societal expectations, it's easy to get caught up seeking approval to gauge our worth. That's the trap of external validation. We know it isn't good for us, but we can't help crawling back time and time again for that dopamine hit. But here's the tea. When we start measuring our worth by the likes, double taps, and glowing comments, we're practically handing over the steering wheel of our self-worth to a world that can't even agree on the color of a dress that is clearly white and gold, let alone understand our true value. It's like being on a roller coaster ride. One day you're up high feeling like the queen of the world because your post blew up. And the next you've plunged into the depths of despair wondering, am I even good enough? Because you got crickets. It's exhausting. But here's the thing. Relying on these external sources for our self-esteem, when external validation becomes your go-to, it's like building a house on sinking sand. It's fragile and it's absolutely going to collapse at any moment. And it's not just about riding the emotional highs and lows. It chips away at your energy, the core of who you are. You start changing, molding, and twisting into the person you think everyone will adore, while losing bits and pieces of the real, fabulous you along the way. And it's giving doormat and people pleaser. Seriously, it's time to snatch back that self-esteem, my love, and place it where it belongs, in your own perfectly capable hands. Remember, the only validation worth a damn is the kind that comes from living as your true, authentic self, unapologetically and fiercely. Now that's the real way to living a life as fulfilling and purposeful as your wildest dreams. How do we know if we're falling into this trap? Let's talk signs. You might be prioritizing others' opinions over your own, feeling unworthy when you don't meet external expectations, or basing your success on comparison. Imagine you're the lead character of your own movie, but instead of directing it yourself, you're letting the audience shout out directions from their seats, like an episode of Whose Line Is It Anyway? Funny on TV, but not funny if it's your actual life. But that's pretty much what happens when we let external factors dictate our self-worth. We give the script of our life over to the critics, the admirers, and sometimes even random-ass passers-by, allowing them to write our scenes. Whether it's chasing after likes and follows on social media, hanging on every word of feedback from our bosses and colleagues, or even altering our choices to fit the molds set by family, friends, or significant others. These are all ways we let the world outside hold the pen that's supposed to be writing our story. The tricky thing is, most times we don't even realize we're handing over control. It starts small, changing small things like an outfit, tweaking a project based on one person's opinion, or not posting a video because we're afraid it won't get enough laughs. Suddenly we find ourselves making life choices with an imaginary council of judges in our minds that are grading every move. It becomes the GPS in our head that's constantly recalculating our path based on the signals from everyone but you. But here's the plot twist we all need. Taking back the director's chair is not only liberating, it's essential for our personal growth and happiness. Imagine the freedom of making choices because they light you up, not because they'll earn gold stars from the audience. By tuning into your internal guidance system, your inner GPS, we start to navigate life's roads in a way that's true and authentic to us, leading to a journey that's unique and as incredible as we are. You're already the main character, So why aren't you embracing being the director of your own story? Critics be damned. Recognizing these signs is the first step towards reclaiming your self-worth. Now the empowering part. Let's talk about shifting the power back to where it belongs, within us. Start by cultivating a self-validation practice. This could be daily affirmations, journaling, your accomplishments, or setting personal goals. I'm a huge fan of celebrating even the small accomplishments along the way as we move step by step towards our goals. And remember, your value doesn't decrease based on someone's inability to see your worth. Let me say that again. Your value does not decrease based on someone else's ability to see your worth. We'll get deep. This has been a major influence on my own journey. There was a time when the lack of external validation, especially when it came to my now ex-husband, left me questioning my worth as a wife, as a mother, as a human in general. It was like no matter what I did, my efforts were not acknowledged, and even worse, my lacking was given as the reason for his behavior that eventually ended our marriage. I wasn't pretty enough, I didn't do enough, I didn't give more than I could from my constantly empty cup. To say it was a challenging period full of self-doubt and comparison is an understatement. But through introspection and embracing my vulnerabilities, I learned to lean on my inner strength and develop self-love. I learned to recognize my innate worth, independent of external accolades. This journey wasn't easy, but it led me to where I am today, which is helping amazing women like you find their path to self-worth. In our quest for personal growth and well-being, understanding and nurturing our self-worth stands as a cornerstone. It's a gentle reminder that we are enough, just as we are, with all of our imperfections and our strengths. I've seen firsthand how the journey towards realizing and embracing our intrinsic value can profoundly transform not only how we view ourselves, but also how we engage in the world around us. So let's dive into some heartfelt practices and tips designed to cultivate a deeper sense of self-worth. Number 1, practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with kindness and understanding just as you would a good friend who's going through a tough time. Recognize that being imperfect is part of the human condition and allow yourself the space to be vulnerable. Number 2, identify your values. Spend some time identifying what truly matters to you. Knowing your core values can guide your decisions and behaviors, serving as a foundation for developing a strong sense of self. Cultivate a growth mindset. View challenges and setbacks as opportunities for growth rather than signs of failure. A growth mindset can help you value yourself not just for your achievements, but for the effort and resilience you show along the way. Number 4, engage in activities you love. That means taking the time for hobbies and activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. Doing things that you're good at and that make you happy boost your self-esteem and reinforce your value. Number 5, surround yourself with positive support. Be selective about the company you keep. Surrounding yourself with supportive, positive individuals who respect and value you can tremendously impact how you see yourself. Number 6, set personal goals. Setting and achieving small, manageable goals can help you build confidence in your abilities. Celebrate these accomplishments no matter how small they seem, as each one is a step towards greater self-worth. And number 7, reflect on your accomplishments. Regularly take time to reflect on what you've achieved, including the obstacles that you've overcome. Acknowledging these successes can reinforce your sense of worth and competence. This exploration is more than just a process. It's an exploration into the heart of what makes you uniquely wonderful. Wrapping things up, let's take a moment to marinate in what we've unpacked today. Self-worth, my beloved, isn't a tag we snag from the outside world. It's the vibe we create and carry within. It's not negotiable or open for someone else to determine. It's inherent, unique, and irreplaceable. In the hustle of chasing likes and validation, remember you're the director of your life script, and that is the foundation of your self-worth and inner validation. This life and health coaching thing I do, it's not just about kale smoothies, which are disgusting, by the way, or hitting 10,000 steps. It's about creating a way of living authentically with our inner worth on the daily and you calling the shots on how you show up. It's about feeding not just our bodies, but our souls with the good stuff: kindness, love, and a healthy dose of fun. We're embracing our own worth, and it's kind of revolutionary. It means showing up for ourselves, setting powerful boundaries, and knowing your value even when you're feeling meh instead of yay. It's about recognizing your glow up stories minus the filters and the fluff. So as we wrap this one up, keep this in your heart. The world's opinion, it's just background noise. Your mission is to keep your inner sparkle and shine. Thanks for hanging with me and joining this conversation. Keep shining, and remember, in the grand movie that is your life, you are the director. If this video resonated with you, give it a like, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and comment below with your own experiences or tips on cultivating self-worth. Until next time, remember to embrace your journey and keep heading towards your true north, because you, my friend, are absolutely worth it.